Okay, happy?
Okay.
Right. Clear prop. Okay, so you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Warm?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, we're good to do power check, so we're clear behind. So I'm just going to take the power up to 4,000 RPM. Okay, all is good. So the only other thing to check, your visor is fully down, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you happy?
Yes.
All right, in that case we are good to go. Landing lights coming on, brake to flight. So this is where the noisy bit starts.
Okay.
This field immediately beneath us is the wedding field. That's where the marquee is going to be.
Oh, good to see it.
Yeah, it's not a bad view tonight. Okay, you all right?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. Yeah, you get a lovely view from up here. So what I suggest we do initially, we'll head over towards Hilbert Island and maybe go right a little bit, just to get you familiar with it, and then at some point you can have a go, and then we'll do some low level stuff, and we can go wherever you want basically.
Cool.
So you got the Clwydian Hills, you might be able to just see the small van with a little monument on top. You got, this is the Great Orme just sticking out in the far distance.
Oh, I see it.
And then I can see it, but it's very faint. You've got Anglesey just beyond to the right of the Great Orme. So this is Hilbert Island we've got in front of us here, which is a bird sanctuary, so I have to be at least 500 feet over it.
Okay.
This is a lovely walk. Nathan's talked about doing it sometime when you're up. You have to pick the tide time, but if you walk out from West Kirby to Hilbert Island, it's nice, but this is a much easier way of seeing Hilbert. How are you doing temperature-wise?
Yeah, good.
Excellent.
Glad I got the suit on, I think.
Yeah, I think it was the right call. It's quite hard to judge when you're in a house and the sun's out, and it's a completely different experience up here because you've got the wind around you, and we're a bit higher up as well.
Yeah.
So there were some rocks here. Your sort of place.
Nice.
Actually, over there it's called Red Rocks. I suspect you can just about see, if you follow from the sort of the lighthouse out, there's a little sort of rock outcrop. I mean, it'll be sandstone, won't it, around here, I would imagine.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of red sandstone from walking around.
Yeah, this region has a lot of it. So this is Hilbert. You've got Little Eye over there where some people are. This is Middle Eye, and then this is they just call it Hilbert Island, and people do actually live on it, as you can see.
Wow.
There's
yeah.
even there was a car there yesterday. You can, at low tide, you can drive across. We're about a couple of hours away from low tide.
The rocks look good from up here.
Yeah. I mean, this light, it's beautiful. Ben and I went flying just at the sunset yesterday, which, I mean, it was lovely, but it was a bit hairy getting back before it got dark.
Oh yeah.
And it was just glowing really orange. So this is it's quite treacherous actually. That you can't just walk in a straight line. It looks beautiful, but there are sinking mud sections that people get stuck in. So there's a big big lifeboat station over here. That's I think it's the only one in the country that actually has a hovercraft, because it's the only thing that can actually come out to rescue people who get stuck in the mud.
Wow.
So there's a set walk you have to do, which is a bit longer. But so this is the north tip of Wirral. So we're looking along the coast. You've got this is the Royal Liverpool Golf Club, where they had the Open a few years back, and you've got West Kirby, the Marine Lake, and then we're looking all the way up. The hills in the distance are the Peckforton Hills and Beeston Castle. My base, where the gyro is, there's like a little hump hill just over there, and that's where this normally is. This is obviously all of Wirral, and then you can see Liverpool beyond. So the waterfront is just where I'm pointing, about 1 o'clock. The airport is actually well over there. The red cranes you can see in front of us, that's Seaforth, which is quite a big and busy dock nowadays. So we're flying into wind now, and our ground speed, even though the airspeed is saying the ground speed has fallen off a cliff, we're now doing about 40 knots, which is not fast. How do you feel about doing some fun down, some low-level stuff? Are you up for that? Or?
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Okay, so the reason to come up here first, partly because we have to, because of Hilbert, but then it's just to check there's nobody out walking the dogs out here, because I have to stay at least 500 feet from any person or structure. And the only hazard that we've really got down here is birds. So we'd do best to avoid them. You can see they tend to go on the tide line.
Liverpool radar, this is Golf Bravo Sierra Tango Zulu. Golf Bravo Sierra Tango Zulu, Liverpool radar, good evening. Liverpool radar, Golf Bravo Sierra Tango Zulu, PA28 from Blackpool on a local flight, remaining clear of controlled airspace, currently 8 miles north of Wallasey, altitude 1,600 feet, QNH 1021. Contact Zulu, roger, basic service outside, QNH 1020.
There's an old wreck over there. Let's go and have a quick look at it. You see the wood bits just sticking out.
And are you planning on going around the west coast or planning to route on the Port 5050, Golf Tango Zulu. Golf Tango Zulu. Golf Zero, Delta 3 now. Report visual Golf Zero, Golf Zero is visual.
Alright with this?
Yeah, this is fun.
Alright.
don't think I ever knew how much sand in the world.
Yeah, oh yeah. This is proper sand, this is not mud as well, so
Yeah.
worst case, if we had to, we could land on this. We're now going into wind, and you can feel how much slower with the well, you can see how much slower it is across the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a ground speed now of 54 knots, which is about 60 miles an hour.
Okay.
But if we turn around and go the other way, it's quite a lot more than that, and you can really see the difference. We're very fortunate to have this because there are very few parts of the country that you can do this in. You need a wide flat area with no people, no cables, nothing else, and sand. This is perfect for it.
Yeah.
You can see Liverpool Cathedral over there, the big sandstone building just beyond the lighthouse. See that? Just beyond the top.
Oh yeah.
That's a big sandstone. That's over 100 miles an hour now because we've got the wind behind us.
Okay.
It feels a lot faster.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the effect of the wind.
Wow. Yeah.
Same power setting. It's just the wind is pushing against us one way and behind us the other.
Yeah, visual with the airfield control for Sierra November. Stop at Liverpool Tower 1267355.
Okay, you still alright?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright. So why don't we head over towards Wales a little bit then?
Nice.
Well, I can see an aircraft flying just about the same time across the top of the hills. Don't know, he's not appearing on my traffic display, but on now. Okay, when we're in level flight, if you want to, you can have a go,
Oh, okay.
but only if you want to.
Yeah,
Alright.
sure.
So I'll just do the climb first because it's a little bit more tricky. But I can just see an aircraft turning. Actually, can you see him? He's just coming towards us now. Just see where the aerial is.
Yeah.
And now he's gone. Now you can't see him.
Yeah. I can see him again now.
Right, I can see him again. He's doing what we're doing basically, but he's a fixed wing, so he's going low level now. I'm just keeping tabs on him. Okay, just before I hand over, I'll just make sure we passed him first, just in case I need to do any sudden
Yeah.
manoeuvring. Okay, that's good. He's out of the way now. Right, okay. So, You only have limited controls in the back. You don't have the throttle. I have the throttle, and I'm not going to ask you to do the rudders. I'll do those.
Okay.
If you put you're right-handed.
Yes.
Okay. Right hand on the stick.
Yeah.
Just you don't need to grip it like the death grip. Just nice and gentle.
Yeah.
So there's a formal handover procedure. When I let you take it, I will say you have control, and if you just read back to me, I have control at that point. And then when I take it back later, we'll do it the other way around, if that makes sense. Okay? So when you're ready, you have control.
Okay.
So you say I have control.
I have control.
You have control. Okay, so you now have the stick, and if you want to move it to the right slightly, you can see that we turn very slightly to the right.
Yeah.
And then when you're happy with that, you just move it a little bit. That's it. You've got it to the left. That levels us out.
Yeah.
And then if you hold it like that, we'll climb slightly.
Okay.
There's a picture. You don't have the instrument, so it's hard for you to tell. If I can just take it back for a sec, so I have control.
Definitely have control.
Thank you. So if I just trim it so it flies level with pretty much hands. So my hands are off now, and it's broadly level. So you take it back. You have control.
I have control.
Okay. So that picture with the horizon being that far below, if you hold that picture, we'll stay level. If you pull up, we will climb. If you push down, we will descend.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So take us wherever you want to take us, basically.
Okay.
So what you're turning towards is the Point of Ayr Lighthouse. So this is obviously Wales.
Yeah. Wait, down is pulling the nose.
If you want to go up, you pull it slightly towards you.
Okay, yeah.
So you've now got less land, more sky,
Yeah.
and we are both climbing, and we slow down at the same time unless I add power.
Okay.
And obviously, if you were to slightly push the note, push it down, don't ever push it too far, but just slightly, we will descend and increase speed at the same time.
Okay.
You can see it's pretty stable. I mean, if you just relax your grip, you know, it's nothing's going to happen. It just wants to go in the same direction.
Yeah. There's a lot of like holiday homes around.
Yeah. This is actually Brill and Prestatyn, which is actually a very deprived area, which I've always. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, they don't get to see what we're seeing up here, though.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Snowdon over there. Can you see the peak?
Yeah.
So
wow.
you've got Snowdonia. So that might actually not be Snowdon. I think that's Seabod, which is the more conical one. But Snowdon is over there in that whole collection. Yeah, it's good. It's quite responsive, isn't it? It doesn't need much.
Yeah, it's good.
But what you'll find if you actually want to do like a turn, it's not enough to just bank. What you also have to do is slightly pull back the stick a little bit.
Okay.
That's it, and then slightly more bank. That's it, and now we'll actually turn. It's slightly pull back. That's it, and now we're really turning. It's the pulling back that makes you turn.
Yeah.
And you can feel a slight bit of G as you do that, but yeah. That's good. Slightly pull back a bit, just the speed. That's it. Yeah. Those sand dunes are quite interesting.
Yeah.
I just pulled the power back a little bit because there's a speed that we can't go beyond.
Okay.
And because the nose was down a little bit, we were just getting a little bit towards it, but
Okay.
it's good. So a little bit more backstick, that's it. Otherwise we'll descend and the speed picks up. It's good. Now we're climbing and the speed is decreasing, as you can feel.
Yeah.
It's a very responsive machine. A lot of light aircraft feel quite stodgy.
Yeah.
But this one isn't. It's you know, you can make it do. You can really fly it like a hooligan, and it's okay. One of the other things you can do. Can I just take it for a sec? So I have control. So if we just come around here, we go back into the wind. We are basically hovering.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're still in the air. If you're in a fixed wing, this would not be a good thing. Fixed wings obviously can't hover. We can't take off or land vertically. But if we point into wind and I balance the power, it's only a little bit more forward speed, airspeed. But there's enough airspeed over the rotors to keep us stationary over the ground.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a ballet. You've just got to constantly add the power and a little bit more nose down. Now we're moving forward a little bit. But you need, the wind must match the minimum speed, and it's not quite enough wind, but that's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so where should we go? Anywhere you particularly fancy?
No, I don't really mind where we go.
Alright, let's head over here, and then when I've got us pointed, you can take it back.
Okay.
Okay, so if you take us in that direction, so you have control again.
I have control.
Thank you. So we need to climb a little bit. So if you basically, that's it. Nose down slightly, and let's point us in that direction. Take us, okay, and basically hold that picture.
Okay.
A little bit nose down. That's it. You can't see all this. I'm watching the speed, so a little bit more nose down. That's good, and we're now climbing. So basically, what's pushing us to the left is the wind.
Okay, yeah.
So we can counter that. If you put a little bit of left stick in, that's it. Just enough to counter that pushing us to the left, and then I'll bring some pedal in to keep the airflow steady. So a little bit, that's it. A little bit more to the right maybe. These are the Hulking Hills.
It's very responsive.
It is.
Okay. Like in Mario Kart where you oversteer.
Yeah. If I just take it back for a bit?
Yeah.
Okay, I have control. So yeah, very good. You got the hang of this. I'm just going to take us over towards some of the higher hills over here, so you can have a look at the. Should be quite scenic. How are you doing temperature? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so we'll head over here for a little bit, and then conscious they're all sat in the field waiting for us. We'll head on back after that maybe.
Yeah.
Just to show, I don't know whether this will interest you or not, but just to show you, if we were flying along like this, I mean, this is fairly typical British countryside, you know, it's far less built up than people think. So we're doing this, and all of a sudden, okay, the engine's gone. Well, it hasn't, but I pulled it back to idle. Well, the first thing to notice is nothing, you know, we're still flying. Perfectly safe. But what you do is basically you look around, you think, well, I'm looking for a field. You know, and there are plenty of fields. We're rather spoiled for choice, aren't we?
Yes.
So which field do I want to do? And you're looking for one that hasn't got sheep or cattle or anything else in it. And now the perfect one is that one, but I'm not going to make that. So, because it's too far away. This one we'll have to do here.
Yeah.
See this one here? It's
Yeah.
not too bad. So basically we just stay nice and local to it. I wouldn't go in this one because of a cattle. So, yeah, a lot of cows. So we would go down like this. Oh, there's a farmer there, so I don't want to annoy him. But basically we would end up going into this field, so enough of that. But the point is, it's a non-event. You've got loads of time. You don't fall out of the sky.
Yeah. A quarry over there.
Yeah, there are loads of quarries in this part of Wales.
Yeah.
Can you tell what sort of rock that is? I don't know. It's yellowy, isn't it?
I know. Yeah. I mean, it looks like.
It's not slate, is it?
It looks sandstone.
Yeah.
Like.
Liverpool information Delta, time 1650, runway news 09er, surface wind 080, 13 knots, cav OK, temperature +18, dew point +10, QNH 1020, threshold QFE 1018.
Ground movement control is closed. Increased bird activity within the aerodrome boundary.
Liverpool radar, good evening. Golf Uniform India Romeo Oscar, request basic service and zone entry.
Uniform India Romeo Oscar, Liverpool radar passage details.
Golf Uniform India Romeo Oscar, gyrocopter returning to a private site at Heswell on Wirral, currently overhead Holywell, information Delta 1600 feet 1020. Request zone entry to land at Heswell.
For Uniform India Romeo Oscar, Liverpool radar, clear to enter controlled airspace on track Heswell, out of altitude 2000 feet VFR, Liverpool QNH 1020.
Clear to enter on track Heswell, VFR, not above 2,000 feet on 1020, currently squawking 7,000, Golf Uniform India Romeo Oscar.
Romeo Oscar, thank you, and squawk 5050 for Liverpool.
Squawk 5050, Golf Romeo Oscar. Over there, can you see the shiny building, the sort of the big one that's got vertical columns in the part? That's Airbus, where they build all the Airbus wings.
Oh wow.
You've got the Flint Bridge just here, and the Connors Key Power Station. You can. Oh, the way they will land will be a bit unusual. I could fly straight in, but.
Traffic information for you. Just to the west of your position now by about 3.5 miles.
That's for us.
We'll be converging left to right to land at Heswell, about 8 mile final for runway 09 at Gyro.
Got him over there.
Roger, copy, Golf Tango Zulu.
And Golf Romeo Oscar, just for information, I'm visual with that traffic.
Golf Romeo Oscar, roger, that traffic reaches towards C4 southbound.
Thank you, Romeo Oscar.
Romeo Oscar, shortly entering controlled airspace. It will be a radar control service report letting down at Heswell.
Radar control and entering Wilco, Golf Romeo Oscar.
Full approach Golf Bravo Kilo Alpha Zulu and Golf Romeo Victor November Delta formation flight request basic service and zone transit. 1021.
So this is Heswell in front of us. So we are pointing right at Tesco at the moment. You can maybe see this.
Yeah.
What else can I point out to you? St Peter's Church. Where is St Peter's Church? So this is the Dales, Heswell Dales, which you'll have been on. So that's our houses over there.
Alpha Zulu is correct. And if you're flying information, if you can get your second aircraft antenna transponder off, please.
That's copied, will do. Golf Bravo Kilo Alpha Zulu.
This is St Peter's School down there. You can see the playground, that's where all the kids went to school. So there's the church. See my office from here. There's nobody in there today. So I wonder if there's anybody left in the field or if they've gone bored. I can't see them. I wouldn't blame them if they got bored, to be honest. Golf Romeo Oscar, letting down at Heswell.
Golf Romeo Oscar, roger, the surface wind at Liverpool at 080 degrees 9 knots. How long will we be on the ground at Heswell?
Overnight, lift again tomorrow, Golf Romeo Oscar.
Roger that, thank you, bye-bye.
See the runway over there, I can see it, just in the...
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay, so you survived.
Yeah, that was really good. Thanks.
Pleasure. So we've just got to wait for the rotors to spin down, which takes a while, and then we will turn around and taxi back.
Oh yeah, right.